My name is Brandon Jones, and this is my second mock I've ever presented at a con, and just a little Super Mario Brothers scene running on an old vintage TV with the classic NES. The inspiration was these little green half-round tiles. I had a handful of those at a con, and I was just staring at them going, what am I going to do with these pieces? And all that came to mind was the little rounded hills in the background of a Mario scene. So I'm like, okay, I'll build a scene. That led into the scaling and the sizing. I had to upsize it a bit, which led into what size should the window frame be and how I would want to present it, which then led to needing it to be motorized and mechanized, which led to the TV frame, which led to the control console, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a snowball effect.
The builds always have a way of growing like that.
They do. It's crazy. But it's awesome. Took about 3 months to put together, about 20 hours a week. Many sleepless nights of wondering how am I going to solve this issue and that issue.
Right. When you get movement like this, all this movement going on, that always throws a big wrench in the works.
It was a lot of mechanization to make it work. So it started with just the main motor. Let me show you the inside.
Yeah.
So the main drive is just one XL motor buried in the center of the chassis here. Drives through a couple of double bevel gears, this one axle here, which then drives this axle to make the main scene go around. Each panel of the scene is 3 studs wide, 16 studs long, with a plate and a tile, just to give the smooth finish. And then a couple of the scenes are bumped out in the front, just to give it some depth and texture. The on-off switch here is actually mimicked after the old style TV switch, which you guys probably don't remember. You're too young for that.
Just a couple years before our time.
Just a little bit, but TVs you actually had to push to turn the switch off, and if you wanted to turn the TV on, you'd pull the knob and it would turn it on. You got your channel changer, which would usually be 1 to 13 channels. Usually you didn't get all those channels. And you had the volume control to turn it up and down. But clearly I don't have the volume going because there's no audio cables hooked up. I only have the video cable hooked up. Yeah. Got the battery pack buried in the side, just running off a single Power Functions battery pack. Changing batteries every day.
Right.
And then to get the jumping mechanism going on, this main axle here, the main drive axle, carries all the way down, comes out the bottom. You can see the red one coming out of the bottom here. Mates up into this worm drive gear here to drive a couple gears in the back side, to drive a series of gears, to drive this chain. And then the wider tread links carry past the dog gears, and as they carry past, operates a few gears here to drive this one, which is just a cam mechanism on a lever, which actually makes Mario jump on a quarter rotation turn as it goes past. The timing belt down here is synchronized with the scene up top. The number of chain links here and the number of links here are different, but the speed is adjusted through the gearing to get him to synchronize so that he always jumps at the consistent spot every time the scene loops around.
Right. That's amazing that you were able to get that to time out and everything and just flow so nicely.
It was many breakfasts because it has to run for multiple cycles to determine if it's off or not. So I would set it up, turn it on, run it, and sit and eat breakfast for 20 minutes, finish my Cheerios, and then look and check and see if it's off by a quarter stud or a half stud and make adjustments. And next breakfast, make another adjustment.
What's it like when you were bringing it to the show? Do all those parts stay pretty strong in there?
It's pretty good. Building it modular like this was really nice. It actually came in the 2 pieces, the base and the top, and then the NES just unplugs. But it traveled very well from Seattle down to Portland here. It was great.
Well, fantastic work. Thanks for bringing it to the show, and I'm so glad you've been able to show it off to everyone.
It's so fun. I'm excited to see the smiles on the crowd, to see people, the adults reminiscing about, oh my God, I played on that TV, and the kids like, I've seen that. That's that old game. You know,
I've been in a museum with one of them.
Yeah, it's totally fun. Happy to share it. It's so fun.